guys, welcome back to the channel. Now you guys do remember that a while back I had a rodent problem on the farm. Rats! You might be wondering what rodents are. Rats! Yeah? So the rodents had become so bad and they had become so accustomed to the farm that they were just eating my chicken. Like, we would just wake up in the morning when we have like 2, 3, sometimes 10, 20 chickens beaten on their backs and like the skin has been eaten off. At first, when that first happened, we thought, we are having maybe a wild animal breaking into the house. But later on, we discovered it was rodents, and I was told that, once the rodents identify the taste of blood, they just love it. They just become vampires. You just get vampires on your farm. So at that time, I was literally dealing with vampires. It was really pathetic. It was really, really sad. So I made a video which I posted, I believe, on TikTok. I also posted on YouTube. And then on one of these random days, of course, this happens to me very often, that I get stopped when I'm moving in public, maybe in a supermarket, in a bank, anything like that. Just walking on the road, I occasionally get stopped because, people identify me from the YouTube channel. And so this random day, I think I'd actually just uploaded the video this very day. I met someone in a supermarket, and then he was telling me, whoa, I've just seen your video about the rodents, and I was honestly quite surprised that you had never talked anything about the rodents. And to be honest, of course, I had always had rodents around on the farm, but they were never really a problem. Of course, they would eat some feed in the store. You'd see them running around. Occasionally in the chicken houses, you'd see them occasionally eating the feed, but they were not biting the chickens. I didn't think it was that a problem until they started biting the chickens, and some of the chickens started to die. I think I actually lost about maybe 30 or so chickens simply to rodents biting them. And so this guy, when I met him, he's like, I can't believe you had never shared this, because I personally have gone through that problem multiple times, and I spend a lot of money every month trying to solve the problem. So personally, what I had tried doing at that time is that, number one, I had tried giving the rats poison because it's chicken houses. I just didn't know how to place poison inside the chicken houses. I totally didn't know how to do that. So what we would do is that we would try placing poison around the chicken houses. Then someone told me that I can use plastic plates. So I would get plastic plates, place them in the roof of the chicken houses, and then, try to poison them. They told me that I can, put some poison in the store. So I placed some poison in the store. Then I tried using baits. Yeah, I think I shared those on the channel. The baits didn't work. They didn't catch anything because, poultry feed was everywhere. And then the other alternative would have been a cat, but I can't bring a cat on my farm because I have dogs. Every time I've brought cats, it's not like I haven't tried it, but I would bring cats, I would place them inside the store, and then like 3 or 4 days later, they are dead because the dogs bite them, the dogs kill them. I do have dogs on the farm that I use for security, so the dogs would kill them. So it became really difficult for me, really, really difficult. So when I met this guy, he shared with me the contact of, I would say a rodent control person who he was using. So he told me this guy was like literally a service provider for him, yeah? So this guy would literally pay him every month. He told me he was paying him about, maybe the equivalent of about $80 a month for him to come on the farm and control the rodents. So he gives me the guy's contact. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, but why do you need to pay it every month? He's like, the things die and they keep coming back. They keep reproducing and coming back. So that's why you need to control them every month. So it's like, wait, but why don't you just learn it yourself? Anyway, he gives me this guy's contact. I talk to the guy and I'm trying to ask him, what medication do you use? Or, rodenticide do you use? What tricks do you use? And he told me, no, I'm not a seller. I'm a service provider. I'm like, okay, cool. So how much will it cost? He told me the equivalent of about $200. I was like, what? Are you like really serious? I'm going to spend $800 every month on trying to control the rodents of the farm. He's telling me, no, this is only for the first time or things like that. The second time it becomes much cheaper, probably about $150. I was like, no way. So I tried to negotiate with the guy. The price fails to come down. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll pay the $200 for the start. But my goal was to simply learn what he does. Anyway, so we'll enter our store. Guys, so previously, every time we had to enter the store, as soon as you open this door like this, you just see rats running everywhere. I mean, you guys saw the store open. As soon as we open, you just see rats running everywhere, because as you can see, we do have poultry feed on the ground. Yeah, so this is the mixed feed. The guys use shovels to mix the feed. We use quite an amount of feed. We use over a ton of feed every day. Yeah, a ton is about 1,000 kilos. So, and then down here you can see maize bran. So we pour our maize bran on the floor so that it doesn't cake. yeah, because when they supply it to us, we use it for maybe 2 weeks or so. So we pour it on the floor so that, you know, the heat escapes and it doesn't cake. Right here, we can see that we have some maize over here, and this side, I think this is broken maize. No, this is also maize bran. We have both broken maize and maize bran, yeah, this side. Okay, so because of that, there's just too much poultry feed. The rodents would just come in. This is a concentrate that we use. Meanwhile, guys, I got myself a feed meal. It's actually quite expensive. I was quite surprised. Yeah, so it's a proper feed meal. What do you call it, a meal? Like, it's for breaking the maize. As you can see, I think I'll talk about this in another video. And it's going to certainly bring my cost of making feed much lower. So I'm going to stop using this kind of concentrate, and I'm not going to use, you know, another type of premix, which is going to make everything much cheaper. Yeah, and then you can see that we do have limestone here. So the rodents were just too many. I mean, I would just be walking all over here and you're just having rodents. Rodents would hide everywhere. It just became a problem. So anyway, what I decided to do was to let the guy come onto the farm. And at that point, I wasn't around, I wasn't on the farm. But what I did is that I told the farm manager to follow the guy very keenly. I told myself, well, I think it's worth the sacrifice. I'm just going to pay the $200 and literally use it as tuition. Just see what the guy is doing, understand everything he's doing, and we just implement the same thing on the farm. So what he did is that he came with a particular rodenticide, which is a liquid. And I'll be honest with you guys, from that time, I've actually failed to get that liquid. We've tried to look around for it. I think it's the only one who has it. But he also came with another rodenticide, which was like a pellet. And I think I'll just have to enter one of the chicken houses to show you guys the trick that you actually need to implement, because I told myself I'm going to learn this skill, make sure that I never get this problem again on the farm, and then I'll need to teach it, you know, to guys on the YouTube channel, on Farm Up. That's you guys, to make sure that, you know, you never go through this problem again, yeah? So I'll just have to enter one of the chicken houses so that I can show you what exactly we did and what we are continuing to do to, you know, take away this problem. So I'll enter this house. This is, I don't know how old this flock is. I think it's the youngest flock that we actually do have on the farm. No, we actually do have a brand new chicken house right there, and that has the youngest flock. I'll also talk about that in another video very soon. But for now, let's get in and I'll show you guys exactly how we've been able to control the rodents. Okay, so this is our food dip right here. So we'll get in. Hi guys, what's up? Okay, so as soon as I get in, I'm already noticing a problem we have right here. This drinker doesn't have water, okay? And it's because it's not connected right here. So I think we have a problem with the connection on the drinker. We're going to have to find a solution to it. Yeah, we're going to have to certainly find a solution. We'll find a solution. That's not a very big issue. But the rest of the drinkers do seem to have water. So we have some flow eggs, as you guys can see. Hey guys, go away. So we do have some flow eggs. So I need to tell the guys to come and pick them up as soon as quick possible. So you can see that we do have eggs inside there. You can see the chickens laying inside there. But I'll just look up and then I'll move around and show you guys what the solution actually is. Okay? I've already seen one. So here we have one of them. I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? So this is a wooden feeder. So I'll just get it out. Okay. Here you go. Yeah. So this is a wooden feeder. So these are ideally, you know, trough feeders that people would use while brooding to feed chickens and things like that. Yeah. So what this guy did is that he got a particular type of pellet that he would place inside this. Yeah. So now the problem is that right now, you know, the rodents keep moving around and things like that. It's quite amazing because we place these at the very top, but you find, like, you know, chicken poop and things like that inside them. Yeah. So I'll probably just take this out. I'll take this out so that I can place it on the ground, because if I place it on the ground right here in the chicken house, the chickens might peck on it, which is not what I want, because inside there might be feed that has, you know, a rodenticide inside it. So I'll just take this out, yeah, so that I can explain to you guys. You know, it's easier and safer once I place it on the ground. Okay, so we'll shut our door. Okay, so I'll just do it from here, right here on the ground. So you guys can see this trough right here. Yeah, and if we just try to take away some of, what's at the top here, or if I just try to turn it around, you can see that we have some feed. Can you guys see? We have chicken feed inside here. Yeah, and I mean, the rodents will just move around looking for this chicken feed. So what we did is that I'll show you guys one of the rodenticides. So this is a very potent rodenticide that we are currently using. It's called Push Out. So this one is mixed by mixing 5 grams, because this thing is just 5 grams with 200 grams of mixed feed material, the normal feed material. So zinc phosphide is actually the active ingredient inside here. Yeah, so we'll just mix it inside here, and after we've mixed it, we'll place this at the top. Yeah, and once we place it in, as you guys have seen, again, we'll just go back. The person who is working in the chicken house is coming, so he'll just continue with his work as I move around. Okay, so we'll just bring it, place it back up here, and this is ideally places where the rodents move. Yeah, so I'll just move around again. There should be a bit more. Yeah, I've seen another one, so you guys can see. Can you guys see this right here? That's another trough. So the rodents like hiding like in the corners and moving up there and things like that. But yeah, it's the same exact thing. So what we decided to do was to just place a lot of these troughs in the chicken house, place them in different areas around the chicken house. It's the same exact thing with the upper floor. I think you guys can see another one right here. Yeah, you can see another one right here. This should be easier to take out. So let me take it out and see if we do have anything in here. Oh, this, almost everything has been eaten. You guys can see. Can you see how empty it is? And it had feed. Yeah, it had feed inside here, but almost everything has been eaten. Almost everything. The other rodenticide which is inside here is like, do you see this blue thing? It looks like a grain of rice. Yeah, it looks like a grain of rice. So that's what we were using. Yeah, so the guys need to move around again and try to fill them up, because this is certainly empty. And when I touched the other one, it also, the one we've just left, it also felt quite empty. And that's how we control them. Yeah, so we have another one. I can see another one right here. You guys can see it. You can see another one right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, right there we have another one. So that's how I've been able to control the rodents. Right now we don't have our chickens being eaten by the rodents. The guys are giving vitamins. So I think yesterday we gave a vaccine. So we are actually giving vitamins actively in the water. Yeah, because yesterday we gave a vaccine. So yeah, it's really beautiful, guys. Very, very beautiful what is going on inside here. I think I'll make another video to just show you guys, take you guys around the farm to explain to you what's happening on the farm. So yes, guys, that's how we've been able to control the rodents of the farm. Yeah, so currently it's not a problem. I think the problem the guys are actually having right now is not consistently replacing the bait. Yeah, because I really don't want any of those bait things empty. Yeah, a little slumber and you're back into the same exact problems you were in before. So we want to make sure that we don't get into any of such problems again. So I'm just going to make sure that I do have it on the checklist. Yeah, so that they follow it up. I'm just going to add it to probably a weekly checklist. Yeah, so that at least weekly they can check out the rodenticide and make sure that there's actually a rodenticide present to control the rodents, and we never ever have these problems on the farm. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you do want to start a poultry farm and you want to start and build and scale, personally when I started out, I started with nothing. Yeah, but I mean, just look at me. You can look all around me and all you see is chicken houses. It's because it's actually possible. Yeah, you can start with little money, or you can start, as long as you have the right knowledge, you can actually grow and scale your farm and make a sensible amount of money. Yeah, so I've actually put together a course called the Farm Up Academy, where you can go and learn and understand how to actually start and run and manage a poultry farm. I leave a link to the Farm Up Academy in the description. You can go there, click, join, and see you in the Farm Up Academy. Catch you very soon with another video. Lots of love. Bye bye.